Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gut Check. Thank you for joining the show. I'm Jay, your host. Today's topic is kings and queens. Because originally, that's what we are. That's what we're supposed to be. The originators of life. They don't want us to know all this, but a few of us do know who we really are. And not about the foolishness. So welcome to the show. Let's get it started.
What's up, sisters and brothers? It's time for the Gut Check, the podcast that covers various subjects. The podcast that's butter and tells you what's up next. Old school topics and stuff we ain't touched yet. Come on, log on if you're happy, you're upset. Turning all frowns into smiles. Who does that? There's only one answer if you're asking who was that. It's your boy JR getting down for the Gut Check. Gut Check. We all set with the expertise. Gut Check. If you're stressed, come and get some peace. Gut Check. We speak truth cause it sets you free. Gut Check. You can lean on me. Hey. Gut Check. All praise to the G-O-D. Gut Check. All day he's the one you need. Gut Check. Mic check, check. 1, 2, 3. Gut Check. Oh yeah, don't forget to breathe. Gut Check.
Again, a king. Everything we know about being a king is he's feared, he's rich, and have influences. Queens, they dainty, soft-spoken, and out of everything, protects her king. Now, in this day and age, somewhere down the generations, we've lost who we are. We truly lost who we are. From the music to the clothing, and yes, I don't want to hear about times of change. I want to be free. To do what I want to do, make my own choices. You do have all that. But this right here is about who we supposed to be. And no one should take that from us. No one. Today's society, we holler, I'm a boss, I'm a king. But do you really know what that meaning is? To be a boss, and boss means respected, not feared. To be a boss, you're supposed to be respected. Let's talk about the demographic of two-parent household. Sure, it don't always definitely go at that because our mindset has changed. All of a sudden, men are saying, I don't need a woman. Women are saying, I don't need a man. I can raise my boys on his own. I can raise my girls on my own, vice versa. Sorry for saying that, but that's just foolery. It's things a woman can teach a boy that a man can. Let's get out of our own way right quick. I know a lot of men ain't gonna feel this right now. And it's my opinion. You don't have to. But I know I grew up, and I'm gonna get real truthful with you. I hear a lot of dudes say, and I'm one of them, I grew up around a lot of women. Now, I did have a man in my life. It wasn't my father, but I did have a man in my life, which is my grandfather, and other dudes. But we'll get to that later. But growing up, I had a grandfather. He was in my life, not at first. And I had sisters. I'm the only boy. I'm the baby. And I saw my mom struggle as a kid. We always had a place to stay. I can clearly say we never had to sleep in a car or in a hotel, ever. I thank God, even today, for that. Because it didn't have to be. But my lights been cut off, phone been cut off. For some reason, we ate the same food every night. Now, even back to the lights, they might have been cut off for a night, but the next morning they came on. I don't know what miracle my mom worked, but they were back on. Yeah, phone is luxury, but back then you only had a house phone. There wasn't no cell phones. Yes, I'm that old. I remember there was no cell phone. My mom did the best she could. And I was a little boy, so I was very impressionable then. But as I began to mature into a man, here's the time my grandfather took over. I had a real soft voice, not like I got right now. I had a real soft voice. And one day, he might have been playing. My grandfather said, hey, you need to talk with some bass in your voice. I get it. Back then, some of the stuff they did and said to us was harsh, because we in our feelings nowadays. You can't be told anything. Correction, you can be told anything but correction. Let me rewind that. But back then, they corrected us. Whether it was good or bad, it still was correction. And some of them did it out of their love for us. Not everybody did it with ulterior motive, okay? And we're talking about my life. Put some bass in your voice. I didn't know what that meant. I'm still a kid, maturing. And before I knew it, my vocal cords changed. And I remember being in the 6th grade, having a deep voice, and got teased about it. See, I was a grown man. But unlike most people, I had that. It wasn't a 2-parent home, but it was a 2-parent, grandparent. It was a 1-parent, grandparent home. We didn't live together, but when my mom lacked and we got closer to my grandparents, they took up the slack. They probably knew, you know? And I thank my grandparents and my mom for that, man. But everybody didn't grow up like that. Some people their moms had men in and out of the house. And we know if you're in and out of the house and she's switching boyfriends like that, the men are really taking time with the kids. You know, but one thing we have to understand as parents, whether you're single or with somebody, kids at an early age is paying attention to you. Because they're like a sponge. They're soaking up knowledge. I believe it's from the age 3 to 5, I believe. I could be wrong. It's where they soak up the most. Once they reach a certain age, and it's a young age, they done. They already got what they think life is. So you can't come later on, 11, 12, trying to teach them something they should have learned when they was a kid. Why do you think we potty train kids so early? So by 2 or 3, you using the potty on your own, ain't nobody changing no diapers no more. Nowadays, parents are lazy. 5-year-olds still got a diaper on, but that's another subject. Okay. But I started realizing at an early age, and my father wasn't in my life. He was off doing his own thing, creating other kids. I got other brothers. I got other sisters. So he was doing his own thing. Ever heard the song Papa Was a Rolling Stone? Okay, well, my father was. But I have to give praise where praise is due. my parents and grandparents was deep in the church. A lot of people frown on church and they demonize church like church brainwashed them, church didn't give you freedom. And as a child, I did. My parents were strict. My mom was strict. It was down to the point you couldn't even listen to R&B and rap in her house. And when the church door opened, guess who was sitting there? You. So I come from a strict household. But as I matured and became into my own, I realized I like church. And I started reading scriptures, the Bible for myself, and getting my own understanding. Yes, the Bible does say, lean not to your own understanding. I kind of never got that, but okay. But I'm not trying to get off the topic. It took me a while to realize how special me as a male was in society. A lot of males don't have this. Either their mama cussing them out, their daddy manning them up. A lot of things we took as kids is wrong. That's why, and you can call me an alpha male or a beta male, whatever you want to call it, but a lot of men are not taught to feel. We should be hard all the time. And if any inkling of feelings, then we're soft. Now, I'm not saying not have a backbone. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm clearly talking about if you are the leader of your house, and let's stop this notion. Now, if you don't have a relationship with God and you don't go to church, you're not going to get this. But one thing I do believe, you can't be the head of your household if you don't have no relationship with God or even go to a church. You're not. I paused it for a reason. You're not. Men always say, I'm the ruler, I'm boss over you. You're not the boss over her. Because if you're treating her right, she will submit. Period. Because last time I checked, a female, your mate, is also an adult. Why are you trying to raise another adult? Her views matter. Her feelings matter. But see, we raised not to feel, we don't feel that. We don't think that's possible. We think a woman is there to do our bidding and that's it. That's not true. Get out of that mindset. Like I'm saying, a lot of men ain't gonna feel this. It's okay. It's the way I feel. Because contrary, even the thought process I have now, I was raised by women. Now, I do believe this at this point in time, since we say things change with time. I don't like the gender roles. You can't change women having kids. You can't change that, no matter how I try. But a man working, yes. Take care of his house, yes. But you can't have a traditional man as a woman and you doing anything you can. It didn't work that way back then. I want a traditional man, but I'm going to be a liberal woman. Does that even fit? And I'm not saying you have to have a traditional man. Because I see nothing wrong with a man doing the laundry, washing dishes, vacuuming the floor. Now, me personally, I'm not going to have my wife, woman, anybody maintaining a car, cutting grass. I'm not saying she can't, but as long as I'm able, she's not going to do that type of work. Because it can even go down to something just simple as this. If she's able-bodied enough to go to do the grocery shopping, why can't you take the bags out of the car? Why can't you help her put the groceries up? You're not doing nothing but sit down watching your television, your game, and then since time has changed, you can pause it. Live TV. And go right back to it. So what are you missing? And I know some women probably won't like this either. Most of the days of the traditional man is gone. Society saw to that. First of all, we ain't even in the home as much now. Both parents working. Who can take care of the home if both parents working? Because everybody don't have a seven-figure job. Let's make that clear right now. And one thing I've learned, maturing mentally and physically, what works in your home might not work in mine. Who am I to tell you what you should do in your home? I'm giving general statements. And stuff that I'm clear on is what happened in my home. I also know this. Whoever's the best with money should handle the money situation at the house. I don't believe in joint accounts unless you're married. This is just some of the stuff, and you still have a separate. But see, this is stuff y'all ain't ready for. I see now. If I had a telephone right now, it'd probably be lighting up right now. Comments. I welcome the comments, man. It's not going to change what I feel. And I'm going to listen to what you have to say. Cool. You have a right to your own. That's another thing in this world. You have a right to your opinion, whether I agree or not. If you're strongly about that, stay strong in that. Don't waver. But don't crush me because I don't see it your way. Now, queens. Society has told us, number one, we don't need a man. We know the story of that. Number two, television has shown us we can't get along with other women. We can't be friends. Either I'm hating on her because she has something, or we fighting over the same man. Now, last time I checked, basically there's more women than men in society. In some cities, definitely. I think they said it is 3 men to, it might have went up now, 3 men to every 1 woman. So there's not a shortage of men. Even the ones in prison, even the ones that are confused, I would say. They're out there. But our queens, every picture, and I'm not just talking about Caucasian pictures, but every picture I've seen of a black queen, she was fully clothed. Her mindset was different. And here's the argument. Here's the argument. I should be able to wear anything I want to wear and not be harassed. Okay, sit that right there for a moment. Ponder that. Let's say it again. I should be able to wear whatever I want to and not be harassed about it. From my head to my feet. Now, last I checked, appearance means everything. Because when you first see somebody or hear them open their mouth, you now got a picture in your mind of who they are. I'm not going to go into too much detail about what a woman should wear, what they shouldn't wear. It's on you. Like you said, it's on you. But in society today, church world, worldly world, what you wear is how you're going to be approached. You can knock that all you want to. What you wear is how you're going to be approached. Even in a male point of view. I can have $50 million in my jeans. If I'm walking down the street with a white beater on, which is a t-shirt, undershirt, with my pants hanging off my butt that you can see my boxer underwear, I have 50 million in my pocket, or in a briefcase, or in a bag I'm walking with. You know you can't carry it at 50 million. The police still gonna view me as a thug. Oh, but I put on what I wanted to. I'm a millionaire. You know how many millionaires were stopped in fancy cars? How you perceive yourself. I'm not saying you're supposed to have on a monkey suit every day of the week, but there's clothes out there that you can look presentable in. Male and female. Again, you can wear what you want to, but that's how you're going to be approached. We call ourselves bosses and queens. Like I said, the black woman is a masterpiece from her head to her feet. There's none who thinks like us. They're naturally built right. I'm going to keep it clean. A black woman is naturally built right. That you have other nationalities trying to copy it. And yours is natural. Now they done convinced you yet again that you ain't pretty enough. As growing up, I've dated all shades of my people. Some of them had a problem. They don't date dark men. Okay. But if you sit them down and ask them why, could they really tell you? You can like what you want. You have a right to like what you want. But I just want our women and men to wake up. We are the culture. Don't let them fool you. They're making millions off of our culture. Meaning, our dressing, our food. Because how you going to have a soul food restaurant, which you know where that came from. Soul food pretty much came from the scraps that we used to get as slaves, and we made it taste good. Because one thing you have to understand about black folks, we can make anything look good. No matter what you give us time. I heard, this is why I say a black woman is a masterpiece. Because you can leave her out to the wolves with nothing, and she'll find a way coming back leading the pack. When other people will crack under pressure, the black woman crying and everything, in pain, heartbroken, kids tagging along behind her, and still come back. The black woman, the queen, is so resilient. It can't be copied. It's almost like it's in the DNA. And all of you have it. But you refuse to tap in on it. Just like the men, my brother. I was there at one time. I'm not trying to act like my stuff ain't clean. I'm not on a soapbox. I dated multiple women at the same time. Because I thought that's what I was supposed to do as a man. Sowing my oats. Spread my love around. But that's not true happiness. Happiness is finding one that has all those women in him, that she can be any woman you wanted her to be and still hold on to herself. One woman. And likewise to the females, my queens. I know it's hard out here with us. We knuckleheads. We can't get it right. I know you trying. With some of us, I know we trying. You want that man that's everything that you need. Similar to your father. I feel your pain a little bit. I don't know exactly, but I've been out there. I've hurt women. I get it. You hurting. But don't give up on us. Some of us really want to change. Yes, y'all out there pushing us. Push us a little more in the right direction. And push us right. Don't push us in a ditch. And likewise for the brothers, come on, man. Find that one woman, man, that's your everything, man. And stay true to her. We as a people have to stop looking for an easy mark that we can use until we suck everything out of them, until we have used them and hurt them so much they have nothing else to give the next person. And that's both sexes, male and female. We just suck each other dry till we have nothing left. And move on. It's like it's a plague and we're destroying the planet. But we're destroying our own kind, our mindset. And having you not even liking your own kind. Now, I'm not saying you can't like another national, but I'm saying, I've always said this joke. I love my sisters. Forever. And until all of them are gone off this planet, I will always be with a sister. Brother, I'm not knocking you. I'm not throwing shade on you. Because if she's the one you found, that's that everything, so be it. The issue is, don't knock my sisters. Because you couldn't find one. Because guess what? My grandfather told me this one time, you ain't dated everybody in America or all the world. So you can't say all sisters are trash. All brothers are dogs. No, just the one you're attracting is. So maybe it's something some energy you're giving off that you are attracting that type of brother or sister. By now, at the age you are, you should know right away. First conversation. Right now, you already know who you want and who you are, right? So you meet somebody, first conversation. Depends on how it comes off. You should be focused on that energy too, because everybody gives off an energy. Everybody does. But my sisters, my brothers, we have to wake up and see that we are destroying ourselves first. Forget that outside right now. This is just for us. We can't get together on nothing but murders and protests. That's the only thing we get together on. And you can't even go to these brothers these days. They don't want to hear nothing you have to say. Because all they want to do is smoke weed and sag their pants, put rims on their car. Loud music, party, get girls, women, go to clubs, find a man to buy them drinks. If he has a nice car, his wallet. How many times you gonna take me out to dinner? What you gonna do for me? Instead of what am I bringing to the table? Because that merry-go-round you're on, that revolving door they say, it will never change until you figure out what you're doing wrong. It always boils back down to you. What can I do to make myself better? What can I do to make myself more attractive? Stop going after people to see what they can do for you. Go after people and see what you can pour into their life and see a difference. I'm sorry, sometimes I'm so passionate about what I talk about, I get animated. It's all in love. I'm coming from a place of love with us, man. It's a lot to come, man. Even in the church world, man, people are hurt. My next episode, Life in a Church. So I want to thank you for tuning in yet again. I appreciate you to Gut Check, where sometimes you will be checked and it'll feel like somebody punched you in the gut. But it's all in love. Come sit down with me, have a conversation, a real conversation, so we can get somewhere. It's about a small community starting out, helping each other. If I can get 10 people to open their eyes and pass it on, yeah, all the entertainment stuff is fine. All the morning shows is fine. But guess what? They have to go by a script. It can't be fly by night. That's why I probably will never go mainstream. I already know that. They're giving me calls. Oh, you got to ease up on that stuff. It's culture. You got to ease up on that. You can't talk about that. No, man. That's the problem. Somebody always pulling your strings. That's our problem. They throw money at you. I'm throwing this at you. I'll give you this, but you can't talk about that. Next episode, living in church. Can you survive in the church world? Oh yeah, it's coming hard. But you remember, my sisters and my brothers, I love you. And this is coming from my heart. I want us to do better. I love you so much, I want us to do better. But I can tell you this, even in what I'm trying to do, there's some brothers and sisters not going to hear me. Why? They're comfortable where they're at. I believe it was Marcus Garvey, one of the great poets, I would say, said everybody can go back to Africa. Because their mentality is shook. Their mentality is shook. They can never come back. And if you don't believe in being brainwashed, you can be. Because you can believe something so much, and if you don't ask questions about something, and you just go on with the flow, that's cool to a certain point. But when it's not making sense, I just can't, this is just me talking. I can't continue to do something and I can't ask questions. When I bring the question, you're looking at me funny. Why are you looking at me funny when I can't ask? It's just a question. You want me to do something, but give me an example of why. And I don't mean a scripture all the time. Why is that? I learned that as a child. Read it for yourself. It has to make sense. Sometimes it's funny to me, and I'll let you go. I just love this. How you can be in your house smoking weed all day long. Get in your car. Before you start the car, you're rolling up another one. Now, what a lot of people don't realize, in your air conditioned part of your car, there's a button that says vent for inside recirculation and outside air. If you got the outside air button on, and there's a cop in front of you, or behind you, let's just say behind you, and he got his on, he's smelling that weed coming straight through your vents to his car. And sometimes you wonder, and by the time he got his car and come to you, spraying all that blunt spray, he already knew what you was doing. So I made that statement, dude, if you're going to smoke weed, which is becoming legal everywhere, do it in your house. Wait until you get back home and smoke another one. Why are you driving 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, smoking weed, knowing that's when they on their prowl? This is I have to finish that show of your mentality. Where is our mentality at? At some point, even the simplest person, common sense have to kick in. But again, I appreciate you. And I love you. Thanks for joining Gut Check. Till next time, you'll be all right.